Hello, everybody. This is Kyrix with another edition of This Week in Kyrix. Today is Wednesday, November 4th, 2015. Oh boy, it's been a fucking week. Could have been worse, but not by a lot. Oreo went to the vet. She, ear mites and tapeworm. Borrowed some money from my friend, because this was on the 2nd, because, I get paid on the 3rd. And, told him, hey, I'll pay you back on the 4th because I'm gonna get rent out on the 3rd, etc. And that was taken care of. Woke up yesterday morning, that being the 3rd. Technically for me it's still this morning because it's 11:36, but you get the idea. Anyway, decided on a whim, hey, let's check my my bank account, and I was short $314. Turns out Medicare premiums. Turns out that I was on Medicaid until August, which I didn't know I wasn't still on Medicaid. Never received any paperwork of any kind. And that they were covering my Medicare premiums. And that all of a sudden, not only was I being charged for this, but I was basically being charged 3 months in one go, rather than, say, charging me in September, and then October, and then November. At a point where I could have gotten it under wraps. Like, oh, here's $104.90 missing. Oh, I better get on top of that, So yeah, I literally in the span of 24 hours went from being fine, like, oh, I can pay back all my friends, I can get the rent, I might even get the power bill taken care of, to being utterly fucked. So anyway, the plan is today, that is Wednesday, the 4th, I'm going to go to the local area, try and get my Medicaid back on, and try and get this refunded. Now, they had told my aunt when she called in that, oh, I don't know about the rest of it, we can get him November back. And I'm going to basically try and push for the whole thing because it all came in November, It's not like I was billed for September, then billed for October, and then got November. No. All of it came in November, and it's bullshit that it came in November. I have some good news. As you kinda can't help but know, my baby, Lisa, died on December's own. Give me a second here. I'm still. The past 2 weeks have been a fucking blur. I don't know what day is what anymore. But my Kisa, I lost him the 21st of October. Bad time for me. Literally the week after, that being last week, on a Wednesday even, I got a hold of my friend who, she basically was trying to get a hold of me, not get a hold of me, but she was worried about her cat. I think I might have talked about her cat before. And I told her, hey, I can look after her for you. I mean, I said at least a couple weeks, but possibly longer, it depends. And so, turns out she had to adopt her. Well, she's homeless, so she can't adopt her. And, of course, there's a certain stigma with homeless. She has a job, she just doesn't make enough to actually afford a place. So she's not like some homeless bum, she just... Fucking job situation down here sucks a dick is all. Money she's making isn't enough to keep a roof over her head, so that's why she's homeless. Well, that's also why she wasn't able to take care of her own cats. And, she took me down to the animal shelter, and it took us a little while to find it. We ended up having to call them to get directions. But she paid for Winkles, that's the kitty, little beautiful, beautiful tabby cat. I'm not even a big fan of tabbies, but she's got that kind of gold caramel stripe in her fur, that some types of tabbies get, And she's so friendly. Oh my god. Right now she's living in my niece's bathroom because Oreo is having enough trouble as it is without adjusting to that new cat, and I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, Winkles ended up costing $5. But of course, before I could even do that, they're like, "Oh, well, you got to get Oreo's rabies tag." And my friend, without even hesitating, said, "Oh, I got that." So that was $20. Well, naturally, we were going to the animal shelter, and I know, oh, do not look in the cages. Do not look in the cages. You know, you're gonna fall in love. You're gonna be stuck with a cat. And I tried not to, and it wasn't my fault because Winkles was on the very end. And my friend, you alright, Rio? You alright, baby? I gotta go have a look. Rio? Oreo? Okay. Sorry about that. She sounded for a second like she was choking or hawking something. After what just happened, a piece of that had me very alarmed. Now, she was just stretching and yawning. So anyway, Winkles was on the end of the cage, very end, you know, up against the wall. And my friend's like, "Oh, that's my Winkles." So I stepped aside, putting me in front of another cage, whose occupant decided that I was her human. She reached out of the cage, just grabbing at me, clawing at my arm. Not clawing like, "Oh, I'm gonna hurt you," but clawing as in, "Oh, I have to bring you to me," you know? Anyone who's ever been into an animal shelter has probably seen that happen at least once. Anyone who's volunteered in an animal shelter has had it happen to them. But this cat, oh, she was so pretty. Just imagine a tabby cat with the markings, except she has them on her face, on her tail, and a spot on her butt, and the rest of her is completely white. It looks like someone painted her, you know? And I lean down, I'm smiling, I'm talking to her. Her name's Willow. I'm like, "Oh, hi, Willow. Hi, sweetie." And she reaches out and pops me right in the eye. Doesn't claw me or anything, but it hurt. It was right in my eye, you know? And the volunteer lady, "Did she break the skin?" I'm like, "No, she just tapped me in the face." And she's like, "Oh, well, you can take her out if you want." And I'm used to the SPCA, which locks the cages. This room just has them all in one room. To be fair, it's in the same room where all the people work at their desks, so it's not like you could get away very easily with stealing a cat. So I took her out, and she's purring, and headbutting, and nuzzling, and just, oh god. And then she bites my scalp. Just not like aggression, just a love bite, just an affection, just an oh, you're the best kind of thing, you know? Again, that sounds strange until you've had a cat that love bites. There's absolutely no malice in it at all. It's just, they're so happy they have to put teeth in it. And honestly, as someone who at times can be a little feral himself, sometimes I just get so excitable I have to shoot something. So I know what that's like. And, well, I couldn't leave her there. And my friend's like, "Well, we can... if you really want to get her, we can leave Winkles." I'm like, "No, that's your baby. I can't let you leave your baby." You know? And, took some convincing. Because the guy kept trying to tell us, "Well, it's more responsible to come back and get one after that one's adjusted, you know?" But I'm like, no, because if I wait even a day, she's going to be gone, you know? Hi, Rio. And so anyway, she got Willow for me, which it helped that they were running basically a special where all the cats were $5 to adopt. So I came home with Willow and Winkles. Willow is living in my room. She and Oreo have a timeshare thing going on, where one of them will live in my room for the day, and the other one's in the bathroom, and then they switch. And today, well, Tuesday is Rio's day, and Wednesday is going to be Willow's day. Because right now, Rio is still scared to death of Willow, because Willow's a kitty cat that she barely knows, and she's afraid of her. Which is sad, because all Willow wants to do, the only thing Willow wants to do, is play. She wants so badly to be Oreo's friend and playmate, and she just runs up to her. She's so excited, you know, and then Oreo hisses in her face, and she just kind of crouches down like, "What did I do wrong? I just want a friend." So she's getting better. Like, I can hold Oreo and let Willow wander around the room so that Oreo can see her. And, she doesn't hiss much. And when she does, it's only when Willow really comes face to face with her, you know? That's what sets her off. Because that's what scares her, is Willow basically making contact. Because the other night, I had her in the bathroom, and Willow was over and had her tail there, and Rio sniffed her tail, and that was just fine and dandy. Ow. So this is where I went. Interesting. But yeah, so I've got more kitty cats. Winkles is mostly in the bathroom until her diarrhea clears up. Because that's a thing she's got. She also had, I think it was a yeast infection or something in her ear. Which, they gave me eardrops for her. I gave them to her for the length of time it told me. She's pretty much over it, I'm pretty sure. You know. The instructions they gave me, well, they told me, first off, that she was pretty much over it when we got her, but give her the drops anyway, and I did. Didn't like it at all, but she took them. And, she's doing good. She actually has absolutely no fear of the dog. She could care less. They come up to her and she's like, oh, look, it's a dog. Okay, there are dogs here. You know, she doesn't care. Not afraid of them. Not particularly interested in them, but she will sniff them. She doesn't really seem super playful, at least until I gave her some catnip. But, yeah, that's the thing. Hold on a moment here. Anyway, she, so basically, at least until such time as she's ready to come in here, she will be allowed to roam the house and just get into stuff and see the dogs and all that shit. Now, eventually, Oreo and Willow are going to get acquainted, if not full-on friendly, and then it'll be time for going to bed now. Don't even know why. Jesus fucking Christ, I wish people would learn what I'm recording leave me alone means. I'm freaking yelling through the wall. I told her I'm recording right now, can't come to you right now, can't do anything right now. Her response was, what'd you say? Just fucking let me do my thing. It's not a whole lot of stuff that I demand to be left alone for. Leave me alone for the stuff that I need to be left alone for. But, anyway, eventually Winkles will be in my room, and she will be a good girl, along with the other two, you know, but, anyway, Anubis actually doesn't owe me any money anymore. He paid off the last thing for his 3DS and his video game, and he did that, I think it was the second, you know, maybe it was the first, but I'm pretty sure it was like the second or so. Anyway, I figured, well, Wednesday, or not Wednesday, but Tuesday, I'll get my money, because I always get my money on the 3rd, you know. Figured no big deal, I'll get my money, everything will be awesome, like it's supposed to be. And to be fair, it almost always has been and is. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and get the Xenoverse DLC on the 2nd, and then on the 3rd, my money will come back in, and I'll replace that money, because I was gonna get it on the 3rd anyway. This just allowed me to get it a day earlier. literally, how was I supposed to know they were going to take that money out away from me without my permission or even warning me, you know? But they did. But anyway, I'm working on Xenoverse. I had a Kyrix tournament today. It went, well, it went. I didn't really have the best showing because I wasn't scheduled for this, but I had the bye round in the first round because the judge insisted on playing. Basically, we had a new guy, and he was going to have to leave at a certain time to pick up, I think it was his girlfriend or something. He had to pick someone up. He brought her with her, but I never found out what they are to each other. Could be his friend, his roommate, his sister, you know, anything. I have no idea. But he would have basically missed the tournament he wanted to play, so I'm like, okay, I'll give up my spot. I'll take the bye round for round 1 and basically coach him, because he hasn't played in like 10, 12 years, you know? So he didn't know anything of what was going on. But I basically said, hey, I'll take your spot in the bye round so that you can play, and then you can go pick this person up during round 2 where you'll have the bye round, and if you can come back for round 3 and play again. Well, so unfortunately, the judge is playing his super fucking cheese team that I couldn't get any points off of. So I had no gameplay in the first round, bad showing in the second, and the third I did well, but not well enough, you know. Although, admittedly, the third round, it could have gone either way several times, but in the end, just didn't have what it took. But it was fun. Also, I might be able to get my Star Trek kits. That could be awesome. And I'm not going to say how, because I'm not going to point it out to anyone, because I do have some friends who know me, or who might know my voice, who might do this, and yeah. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, because I've got like 3 different sources. And I'm not saying which one it could be or how it could be. But, anyway, the plan is, again, later today, I'm gonna go up, check on Medicaid, try and get re-enrolled in Medicaid, hopefully get a refund for that $314. If I can get that $314 back, we are safe. Because I will go up to Amscot with $166, pay them back. I will then the next day go back and get $150 out, and I will pay off my Finger Hut stuff. And I will do everything I can to scrounge up money between me, Mom, and whoever, and get last month's light bill so I can get an extension. And then, really, that's what I got. I need something. I will say one thing. There is a guy who has been trying to contact me about joining a network. And I'm not a monetizer, you know. Don't want to be. And I told the guy, look, I don't monetize. Adding me to a network's kind of a dead end. You know, you're not going to be able to make any money off of me because I don't fucking monetize. Keeps selling it. He's not being like super pushy about it, and I might investigate it and at least get some more info, you know. But honestly, it's very up in the air simply because I know for a fact, or at least I'm assured by several sources, that monetizing isn't going to fix my problems here, you know, because YouTube just doesn't pour in the money, even for people like the Runaway Guys and fucking, let's say, Super Genius and all them who do monetize and who do make money. They don't make, like, retire from your job kind of money. Unless they're mega stars, you know, and I'm not a mega star. I don't think I even qualify as a low-budget internet personality at this point, you know? So there's no way I'm gonna make the friggin' $200-300 a month I need to stabilize my finances. Patreon could do it, and if I would actually hawk my Patreon and start talking about it and promoting it in all my fucking videos, there's a chance I might get some fucking patrons. I mean, even one patron putting in like $1 a video would be helpful to me. You know, if I could get, say, if I had 10 patrons every month giving me $1 per video for the 28 to 31 videos I put out a month, depending on how many days are in the month, that would be enough to absolutely stabilize my finances. You know, it would be more work for me because I'd have to go on Patreon and freaking point, hey, this is a Patreon video, this is a Patreon video, this is a Patreon video, you know? But for that kind of money, I could do it. I don't see it happening anytime because I've had the thing for about a year and I've never really gotten a real serious hit on it, you know? I had one guy like, hey, if you're a patron for me, I'll be one for you. I'm like, dude, if I had that kind of money, I wouldn't be begging for money. You know? What? But, so yeah, I've gotta come up with something. And I've basically told people that if it comes to the point where I have to get an actual job, then I'm not gonna have roommates. Period. Because if it's so bad that I have to get a job, then I better not have roommates, because my roommate should be the ones getting the job, considering I'm already contributing my check, you know? I know that sounds lazy or stupid, but I just feel like everyone should pay their own way, you know? I'm paying my way, I'm doing my part. I'm the one person who from day one has always paid in their stuff, and then some, you know? This is the first month since we moved in here that I've ever paid less than anyone else. And that's only because I physically don't have the money to put in. So this is the first time that anyone has really carried me financially in this house. So, I mean, I like having John here, having issues with my niece. How aware of it she is, I can't even say, but basically, if it gets to the point where I have to get off my ass and earn another check on top of the check I have, then I'm gonna do it in an empty house. You know, well, not an empty house, but I mean, because I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to earn 2 fucking checks. You know? I mean, am I wrong? I don't think that's wrong for me to expect people to pay their way. You know? Yeah, anyway, so Xenoverse has been a thing. Finally saw... what was it? I don't know. I'm actually kind of watching the newsroom right now. Well, not right now, I paused it, but... I've been watching some stuff, some of which has been for some dry watching / listening, so I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna watch something fun. I'm gonna watch the Newsroom Season 3. This is simultaneously beautiful and terrifyingly creepy. So yeah, I've been watching stuff. I've been goofing off. After Kisa died, I went over to my friend's house. You know, we played Minecraft. There's so many things going on. I mean, I'm tired of this bungee jumping bullshit. And that's doubtlessly confusing to people. Like, bungee jumping? Yeah, basically, when you hit the bottom of the cord, it just snaps you back up. And that's what's going on with me. I mean, it's just mood whiplash, left and fucking right. And I don't know how much longer I can take this shit. I mean, let's start off. Kisa gets a little sick. I'm like, oh shit, Kisa's sick. Well, I better get him taken care of. So I go to the vet. Oh, he's doing great. Oh, he's getting weak. But he's doing better. And then he died. I'm thinking, oh god, my baby's dead. And as horrible as that is, there's at least the fact something good comes out of it, in that I now have some extra money. So I can actually make some bills that I couldn't before. And put more into the house than I could before. And I can now take the money that would have been his payment plan and put it towards one of the other 2 cats. And things are starting to look up. And this looked like the first month in forever that we'd be able to actually scrape by just on our own merits. And then this shit happens with Medicare, where they just take out half my fucking check. I cannot stress that enough. I make $7.54, they took $3.14. That's damn near half my goddamn check. You know? I mean, I think $3.75 is what it would have had to have been to be actually half, but that's half my fucking money. What the hell do they expect me to do with that? You know? What person receiving a Social Security check is able to tank half their cash and just, oh, I'll just roll with the punch? No. I'm sorry, this isn't a roll with a punch. This is hope you get out before 10. You know? This is friggin' Ivan Drago knocking you into brain damage land. This is not a good state of affairs to have. But I'm gonna see what I can do. The one good thing I have going for me in this case is that I am so versatile that there's every chance I can roll this. Should be able to. But there's a lot of things I can do that I shouldn't have to. So we'll see what comes of this, if anything. Just to say I'm accomplishing something for once. I'm just so sick of getting the shit kicked out of me by everything, you know? I was telling Anubis today that this is one of those rare times where I wish I drank, because God, I could use a fucking drink, but I don't drink. And I'm not that kind of person who just tries to do something like that, just drink myself out of a bad situation. A, it doesn't work like that. B, it's not gonna help. And besides, that's money I really can't afford to waste, says the guy who spent as much as he did on chips and stuff. Plus side, I have a turkey. Turkey. We're actually going to try and do Golden Corral this year for Thanksgiving. Nonetheless, I decided that we needed a turkey, whether we do a buffet for Thanksgiving or not, because first off, I love me some bird. And second off, well, one of the things about Thanksgiving is you live off the leftovers for however long you have them. You can't bring leftovers from Golden Corral. It doesn't work that way. So we needed a turkey. Well, I've got food stamps, so I can afford a turkey, you know? And I did. I paid like $32 for like a 25-pound bird, basically. Nice big turkey. I was like, why are you getting a turkey? I'm like, because why wait till the day before Thanksgiving when you got to pick through all the birds that are left after people pick through all the birds? Like, oh, you're going to save them? I'm like, don't you do that? You know? I mean, I generally, when I do, and I have ever since I got food stamps, when I get a turkey, I do it within the first week or so that A, I know I have the money for it. I mean, I don't want to be in a situation later down the road where I've got $15 and no bird, you know? So, that's a thing that happens. Yeah, I don't want to be in a situation later where I need the money for a bird and I don't have one, you know? So, I get it early on while I've still got the money. And now I'm at the point where all the rest of my money is going towards meals and such. I had a really good mac and cheese last night, or the night before. So good. I make it to the point of ludicrousness. It's really kind of messed up how I make mac and tuna, or mac and cheese rather. And I just freaking 2.5 pounds of cheese, or no, a pound and a half. Sorry. Basically, three blocks of mild cheddar. You know, grate it up, toss it in there, stir it until it's fucking molten, and oh, it's the best thing. Don't even need to add salt to it. Don't need to add anything to it, because the cheese gives it all the flavor you could ever need. Of course, it really helps if you like cheese. I actually read somewhere, I think a friend of mine linked me a thing on Facebook. They're like, yeah, science has proven that cheese is addictive. I'm like, yeah, I buy that. Given how much cheese I actually eat. In all its myriad forms. I mean, like, I'll eat it from a block. I'll eat it on pizza, mac and cheese, the liquid mac and cheese, you know, like the Velveeta and such. Although, in this case, it's more like Kraft, I think. You know? Doritos, Cheetos, just cheese. I like cheese. Mozzarella sticks. I fucking love cheese. And eggs, though I haven't really had eggs in a while. I need to remedy that. If we can get to the store during all the running we have to do tomorrow, I might get one of those 5 dozen egg boxes. You know? Because we buy them by the 5 dozen, and I'll just fucking demolish this thing in like a week. Scramble the shit out of some eggs, get some milk, you know, maybe some cereal. Splurge a bit. Get some pickles and olives. I haven't had pickles and olives in a couple months. Finally did something about my jelly donut craving that I've had for 3 freaking months. I went to Walmart and bought the Krispy Kreme jelly donuts, which I'm not a fan of, but honestly, it's getting your fix, you know. There, some of those will grow. Yeah, anyway, I've been working Xenoverse. I'm gonna work it a little bit more later. Gonna watch some Newsroom first. I'm been grinding the shit out of Xenoverse. I've been putting a lot of work into it, and I deserve a little bit of a break. Just me recreationally watching TV again for a little bit. Oh fuck, I missed Rachel. Just occurred to me. Of course, I came home too late to really watch it anyway, but still, I missed it. Maybe I can catch the rerun. Oh yeah, on top of everything else, I'm gonna have to come up with like $25 to $28 for my phone bill. That's actually the thing I'm least concerned with, because all the money I've borrowed, I think that's the one I could scrape by the easiest. And the phone bill is not an optional thing. It's something I actually have to do because that's my internet. Now, without that, I only have contact with my friends when I'm at McDonald's. I can't do anything. That's just unacceptable. That's not completely true. I could use Mom's phone, but either way. I think it's kind of funny that my niece freaked out. If you can't pay, we gotta take you off the family plan, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting here thinking, and Anubis flat out said it when we were away. She's like, well, that's not gonna do anything. That just means they're all gonna have to pay the same amount. Because it's still gonna be freaking $103. The only difference is it'll be split 3 ways instead of 4, and they'll all have to pay more. You know? But again, that's the thing I'm least concerned with for multiple reasons. I'm not gonna let the phone slip because I need a phone. I need a way for people to get a hold of me. I need a way to get a hold of people. You know? I need my internet for similar reasons. I really hope John can get a job soon so that we can start getting things back in control. I say back like we were ever in control, but for a while we were doing okay. We were late on things, but we didn't. I managed to keep all the utilities going somehow for most of the year. And all just kind of fell apart. But with little luck, we'll be back on track. I think of all people, I deserve a little pessimism, but I'm not feeling it. I still have some hope in me. About all I've got, really. But I feel hope. I have no real reason to. I don't have any right to feel hopeful after the shit that's happened to me this year. But I'm not willing to give up yet. I'm not one of those people. Just gonna power on through this thing, you know? Okay, do I have another one? I don't, so let's go get one. Whee! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, I'm finally getting around to chopping this down so I can level it. Doing something constructive. Pointless, but constructive. You know, I think I just summarized Minecraft, really. Pointless, yet constructive. This game is Seinfeld. It's a game about nothing. Supposedly there's a Telltale Games Minecraft game with an actual story and shit. I kind of want to try it, but I've kind of got other things to concern myself with right now. If I can get all my money back when I pay my PayPal bill, I'm probably going to buy, using the credit card thing, I'm probably going to buy Xenoverse off of Gamefly so that I can both A, own the game and work on it, and B, get my next game, you know. Because if I own the game, that means when I'm done, my roommate can play at least while he's got the other PlayStation. And I can loan it to Anubis, at least until he buys his own copy, you know. But that'll also enable me to get started on the next game, and so on and so forth. I wish people watched this so that I could get some feedback, because I'm thinking rather heavily of trying to do Metal Gear Solid. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, Peace Walker, maybe 5, you know. All the PS3 and so on games. I mean, it's a thing. I could possibly pull it off. To what level of competence? That remains to be seen, but I can do it. I mean, hell, for a while I was really good at Metal Gear Solid 2. I had like most of the fucking dog tags in the game. I think all the way up to the 3rd difficulty level I had all the stuff. Give me that. Yeah, let's finally take this eyesore down. Those who have been here since the start of the year may remember that this was all sandy. This was a big dune at one point. Just like how that didn't used to be flat. This used to look like that. And then I came through in my quest for sand to build that, among other things. And I fucking ruined it, because that's what I do. I take beautiful things and destroy them. Yeah, I do have some friends that are painfully pessimistic, like our HeroClix judge is just an absolute fucking nihilist, and he can be so hard to deal with just because of that sometimes. But, I don't think he's as bad as he thinks he is about that. I really don't. I just think he's one of those people who just refuses to let himself see any of the good that's out there. Those people are everywhere, and they absolutely infuriate me. They just cannot see anything but the negative. They just can't. You know, they can't, for whatever reason, they can't bring themselves to see the positive, to see the good, to see the hope, to see the inspiration. They just can't fathom it. I am not one of those people. I am almost painfully not one of those people. And to be fair, that does kind of hurt me at times, the fact that I just have so much optimism, because it's exhausting to look on the bright side, especially when life just is determined to beat you down. Getting back up is hard, but I keep doing it. Because I'm stubborn, I don't like to lose, and if you go down and you don't get back up, you lost. And I refuse to give anything that kind of satisfaction of making me give up. And sometimes it's stupid little shit like this. Just the fact that once a week I come online and play Minecraft and get to vent to the universe. Whether it cares or not, you know? I look at my views, most people don't even fucking watch this. Don't care. It gives me an outlet, it gives me a place to talk about what's bugging me, about what's going on. It helps me make sense of things, you know? It's my way of sorting shit out. It's kind of therapeutic, you know? It makes me feel better, so. Plus, it's another video I get to upload, so yay. I don't know, maybe someday I'll be big and famous. Maybe someday people will come in my backlog and think, oh, what was Kyrix like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. And they'll stumble across this and hear me say, nobody watches these, and then they'll look at my counter like, you've got 20,000 views, what do you mean no one watches this? Well, no one used to. 20,000 views. I think some of my music videos have that, like 4 of them, but none of my Let's Plays do. It's really sad. There was a while on Daily Motion when I thought I was going to be somebody. Because I exceeded my YouTube views in the span of a month, and then it just kind of stopped. I pretty much gave up on Daily Motion because it's just too hard to keep uploading constantly, you know, to a schedule. And no one's fucking watching it. So, that's a case where I just gave up. Besides, by then I was back on YouTube and I had the upload scheduler, so. Bet those viewers that I don't have are excited to see me do something other than run back and forth, even if it is just busy work. It's been a roller coaster ride the past couple weeks, and I hate roller coasters, so I'm not the slightest bit happy about this situation. When I get done with this, I also gotta have a talk with my mother about yelling through the wall for me when she has a fucking phone. every now and then she needs to remember that it's actually useful as a phone and not just a bingo game. Which extra pisses me off because she'll call me any other time. You know, including during recordings. I mean, just because I've said my own name blatantly in a video and had a couple other videos where I didn't edit it out doesn't mean I necessarily want it screamed to the world in a fucking recording. You know? I'm gonna have to tell her, if you call me and I don't answer or whatever, don't call anymore because I'm probably ignoring you for a reason. And that reason probably has something to do with YouTube. It's so warm in here because I have my fan off. Well, hi Rio, I didn't even see you jump up there. Yeah, she's relocated from one side of my room to the other headboard of the couch here. I never even saw her come over. Or if I did, I acknowledged her and didn't process it in my brain. Come to think of it, I seemed to recall her jumping on me at one point to get cuddled, and it might have been after I thought she was choking. Yeah, she's having a little nap near Daddy. She's getting more used to the idea of being held because in the past couple days, for the past few weeks, she's just had all the daddy time she possibly wants, you know? She'll just walk around, and when she wants Daddy, she comes over and cuddles Daddy, you know? But for the past few days, with Willow being around, she gets put in the bathroom sometimes because it's Willow's time to roam the room. And she doesn't have unrestricted daddy access, and she starts to realize the value of things like being held and cuddled, you know? So, I don't know. Sometimes I really wish I knew how to make things go my way. No. Maybe I'll get lucky with this. Maybe John will get a job. Maybe I'll hit the lottery. Maybe all four of those, or all three of those things will happen. Only one way to find out, though. And that's for me to stay tuned, not necessarily for you guys. That's right, stay tuned to your own life. Oh, fun fact, I got run over today. My foot did. As we were getting everything out of the car, I was going to reach for the turkey. And the frickin' judge moved the car forward, and I'm like, hey, that's my foot. And he just kind of laughed, and apparently he didn't realize what I meant by that's my foot. And then he realized that I was saying that because his car was on my foot. It's like, oh, on your foot? I'm like, yes, move the car. This hurts. Your car's freaking heavy. Is this my iron ore? This is my iron. Speaking of iron ore, I'm going to need a couple more of these. There we go. Oh, I think we're about to save. think we're about to save. Maybe. Yeah, he didn't hurt me much. I mean, the top of one of my toes hurts. I'm not bleeding, and nothing feels broken, you know? So I don't think I was seriously injured when he ran my foot over. Plus, it helps that he didn't crush my whole foot. He had, like, part of my toes under there. I've had worse with that. So far, I could very well find out that something went horribly wrong as soon as I take the sock off. But, yeah. Honestly, at this point, it wouldn't fucking surprise me. I've had one of those weeks. I'm ready for something good to happen. I don't know, maybe 2016 will be my year. In case you're wondering why I'm quiet, I'm both running out of things to say and the heat's making me a little drowsy. It's not hot in here, it's just that the air is still, and that makes me feel hot. I remember back when I first found sandstone, I'm like, this is so cool, I wish it weren't so rare. And then I found out how common it really is and how easy it is to actually make, and then pyramids happened. Because pyramids. Wow, that already looks better. Look at that. Looks much better, now that I got that big gray eyesore out of the way. Let's go up top and take a look. Probably eventually sand all that down in a literal sense of putting sand over it. But, yay, wheat seeds. Alrighty then. We're just gonna cut it here. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.